Okay, thank you for coming into this session. So for all of you here, this is the video, a little bit of a demo session for the parts, the waking parts. So we're going to do it in a very conversational way, and let's see where we get. So what is it that you actually want to change, or what is disturbing you, or is there something that is disturbing you in your life?
Yeah, I think I've got lots of I have got a big decision to make, and it's obviously internal. It's conflicting and stopping me sleeping in a big way. Yeah, so I just want to kind of get to the bottom of that and hopefully change it.
So you have a decision to make, and that decision is stopping you from sleeping, you're saying. So what is it that you actually want to achieve? What is it that you want? Why are you here?
I'd like to be able to make a decision and say, yes, that's what you're going to do, and you're going to be good at this, and it's going to be, going to enhance your life, and everything's going to be absolutely fine. And some days I have that in a big way, and everything's like, yeah, positive, I can do this, I've done so many different things in my life that I've had to conquer. And then you get days where you think, well, maybe it's not a very good idea, and maybe all the things that other people are saying to me, my family predominantly, saying, yeah, you come home and do this, and I think, yeah, maybe they're right, maybe, but that'll be taking the easy way out, and that'll be kind of failing myself, and then I just go backwards and forward, thinking, am I doing the right thing? Is this the right thing to do?
So if I understand you right, there is something that you really want to do, and then there is that part of you that is thinking that is listening to what others are saying and saying, maybe I can't do it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, maybe. I'm kind of playing on a part of you sometimes where you feel some days a little less confident and think.
And how is it affecting? And you said you want to sleep better, or when you
I'd love
first
to have
came.
undisturbed sleep.
Undisturbed sleep. So this decision-making process is disturbing your sleep.
Absolutely.
And you said you wanna come here to sleep better. Is that right?
Yeah.
So what do you actually want to work on first? The decision-making part or the sleeping part?
Well, I would say the sleeping part.
Okay.
That's what I need most.
Okay.
But I would imagine it'd have to be the other way around, wouldn't it?
Well, there's nothing has to be done in a certain way. So if it's the sleeping part that you want to, if you want to sleep better and undisturbed, that's what you said, then that's what you want, right? You really want that.
Yeah,
And then, so what is happening at night? What is happening? How's your sleeping pattern?
I can go to bed at night exhausted and think, oh, I'm gonna have a good sleep tonight. I'm so tired. My head hits the pillow. As soon as my head hits the pillow, my mind kicks in and just keeps going around. It's kind of in circles, really. But and then eventually I do fall asleep. But within an hour, maybe 2 hours, something just wakes me up again.
Something wakes you up. Okay.
Very suddenly, yeah.
So you really consciously really want to sleep the whole night, right? But something is waking you up, like you say, and something.
And it's not even once; it's maybe twice, sometimes 3 times a night. And
So that's part of you that is waking you up. That part of you that is. Just not letting you sleep uninterruptedly, like you say. What is it actually doing for you? What is it? How is it serving you?
Serving me in a positive way.
In a positive way, and I know this might sound very strange to you, but how is it serving you in a positive way?
I don't really. I find that hard to find a positive out of that actually, because I just feel so exhausted all the time. I can't really find
You can't really find. So let me say to you something that if it's waking you up, it's telling you something. It is
It's
wanting
telling you to make a decision, I suppose, yeah, and put your mind at rest and just get on with it, yeah.
Okay, so it's actually serving you in that sense that it's,
Yeah.
it wants something for you,
Mm-hmm.
and you're saying it wants you to make a decision.
Yeah.
What are the thoughts that you have? Let's look at that part, okay? Because you said it's not really serving you, and but I want to tell you that if it's something that is subconscious, and it is subconscious because
Yeah,
it's
sure.
coming, you know, it's waking you up, and it's something inside of you. It's no one else. No one else is calling you. No one else is doing something to you at night. It is really coming from you, from inside of you. So it is a part of you.
Yeah.
And every single part of you wants something for you.
Yeah.
It is, you have that protective factor, you have that protection from your subconscious, that it wants to do something that it thinks is right for you, that it feels is right for you. So it's not working against you actually, only that the way it's working is maybe not the way you want it to work. So let's look a little bit at that part, because it actually does, like you said, want you to make a decision. So if you just get in touch with that part, right? So tell me, when you wake up at night and kicks in, like you say, what is it that you're thinking? What is it that you're feeling? Do you have any feelings in your body even? What is it that happens?
I feel anxiety when I'm
You feel anxiety. Where do you feel that anxiety?
in my stomach.
In your stomach.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what do you do normally? So you wake up, you feel that anxiety in your stomach. What else happens to you? Or what else happens in your mind?
Usually I kind of, when I initially wake up, I'm kind of in a bit of a negative mode, and then I kind of try and make myself think. It's hard, and because I feel so kind of, I try and breathe deeply and try and kind of do a bit of meditation to kind of bring myself around, because I feel so, I must be so keyed up inside that I just need to relax before I can. That's obviously, the tension is obviously what's waking me up.
So you take a deep breath, you want to bring yourself back to sleep. So if I was that part now, right? If I was that part inside of you, waking you up, saying, wake up, wake up. And then you say, let me breathe and go back to sleep. Go away, go away. How would I feel?
You'd want to get back in there.
I would want to get back in, so I'd let you sleep for an hour or 5 minutes, and then I'd be back, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
wake
that's
up.
exactly how it is, actually.
Yeah? Is it that way? Huh? Because I would feel ignored, right? I would feel like I'm here because I need to speak to you.
Tell you something. Yeah.
So what would it, if you wouldn't want to silence that, what would it tell you? What are the thoughts that actually shoot into your mind at night? What is it telling you before you silence it?
That I have to put my mind at rest and stop worrying about all these different factors. It's not just one thing, it's a few different things. And just kind of make my mind up what it is, what I'm going to do about it, and just.
Okay, so there are several factors involved in that anxiety and in that decision making.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is actually telling you to make your mind, to wrap your mind around the things and make a decision. Okay.
And I feel I feel that I have made a decision, but then something inside me is saying, "But listen, have you made the right decision? Is this going to be right? Are you going to be okay with this?" And it won't kind of won't leave me alone. I just think, yeah, one day I'll think, yeah, it's fine. Everything will be fine, and think very positively about stuff. And then another day, the
Okay.
negativity can.
So have you ever made a decision in your your life where you were not sure because there were so many aspects involved and you were not really sure of that
Yes,
decision, and you have?
Yeah, big decision.
Yeah, was it a big decision? And how long ago was that?
Maybe 18 years ago.
Okay. And from these 18 years ago till now, how do you feel about that decision that you made?
Oh, it was definitely the first decision I made, yeah.
It was and it was a big one. Okay, okay. So how did you feel before making that decision at that time?
I was very, very, there was lots of fear based. I was very worried whether it would work out.
And how did you feel when you made that decision? Just the moment where you decided and just
I felt
went through
great,
it?
actually.
You felt great.
Yeah.
Okay, can you get in touch with that moment? Can you get in touch with that feeling?
Yeah.
And just imagine, you know, and just for the sake of the recording here, I'm not going to ask you for details. I'm also, just for the people here, not using the name, just for a little bit of privacy here, or confidentiality. So without telling me actually, but imagine just you know, reliving that moment 18 years ago, that moment where you just took that decision and went with it. And how do you feel? How does your body feel?
Feels good. Relief, actually. Relief.
Where do you feel it in your body?
Again, here.
Again here? But it's a different feeling?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, kind of. Things relaxed, yeah.
Okay. So if I was, again, that part, right, sitting here that you wanted to silence, could you tell me about that experience? Because I'm now worried about you making a decision or not making a decision, and I'm thinking maybe there are too many aspects involved and maybe you're not thinking about it and I need to wake you up. So can you tell me about that last experience? You don't need to say details now, just so I'm basically understand that you can actually make a decision.
Yeah, it took me a while. It did take me a while to make that decision. It wasn't an overnight thing. Ultimately, I had to make it. I had to because of the situation. And literally just woke up one morning and said, right, I'm going to do this. I have to do this for my sanity. I have got to make this decision. And I did. And the day after, I thought, wow, why didn't I do this so long ago? Because it was such a big relief to me. So yeah, it was good. And again, as I say, it took a long time to get there. But then I just said, have to do this. It's like jumping off a cliff, really. But
so that means, if I'm talking now as that part, that means that you actually are able to make decisions that are thought through and so. So for me to stop bothering you at night, would you be willing or able to make this decision maybe during the day? Will you be able to make it soon so that I stop bothering you at night?
Yeah, I think the trouble is that I feel that I've already made the decision, but then something keeps playing back on my mind. As I say, there's a few different aspects to it, but yeah, I could. I suppose I could do.
So if you would speak to me now as that part, yeah, or actually what I'd like you to do is just imagine that part that is not like letting you sleep. Put it in one of the two hands and just imagine it's like a puppet in front of you.
Okay.
Puppet.
Yeah.
In front of you. Which hand would you put it in?
I'd actually put it in my left.
In your left hand.
Yeah.
So can you just look at it like this, as if it's right there in your hand, right? And now can you speak to that part and tell that part that you have actually made that decision? And if you could agree to, and just see if it still is, how does it feel now after you've told it that actually you can make the decision? Can you speak to that part? And
You want me to speak to
yeah,
my hand?
I want you
my
to
head.
speak to your parts.
Yeah, I have made a decision, and I'm going to stick with it, and I'm going to go with it, and it's going to be good, and it's going to be positive. So just leave me alone.
Can you somehow befriend that part instead of pushing him away and saying leave me alone, because it's actually doing something for you, right?
Yeah, sure.
It actually wants to tell you to actually make the decision. It wants you to make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually a friend of yours.
Yeah, yeah.
So can you befriend that part instead of pushing him and maybe keeping him just in for the case that you cannot make a decision?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, as I have made a decision and I'm going to stick to it, and we'll just go from there and see how it goes.
So you understand that that part is actually wanting you to make that decision.
Yeah, sure.
So that part that you say has made a decision now, can you put it in the other hand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? And feel it and just get in touch with that one and feel how that one feels. Just keep this one for a while here and let it observe and just feel how that feels and tell me, where do you feel this one in your body and how does it feel?
Just feels very positive, very, yeah, we're going to do this.
Do you feel it anywhere in your body?
In my chest.
In your chest.
Yeah.
And how does it feel in your chest?
Feels like a positive vibe, like I'm going to do something.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to work. It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What thoughts do you have around this?
I'm just trying to have very positive, good thoughts about it. And during the day, I do have positive thoughts.
Okay,
it's the
so that's
nighttime
that part. Okay, let's leave that nighttime away. Okay, that part that has made the decision, that part that has that positive feeling in your chest, that part that probably during the day is there with you,
Mhm.
right? Is that basically with you
Yeah.
during the day? That
Yeah.
part, okay. So what is it saying? What does it want for you? What is it saying to you?
Well, it wants to give me peace of mind. It wants
And-
to make me make a set decision.
Okay, great. And is it achieving that during the day?
Yes.
It is.
Mhm.
Okay, so this part is doing its work during the day and that part is doing the job at night. Is that kind
That's
of,
kind of how it felt. Yeah.
that's what I kind of heard? That
Yeah.
this one is giving you peace of mind
I
during the day?
kind of make my mind up during the day and think, yeah, it's fine, and then
Hmm.
this one seems to kick in.
Mhm. So, if we go back to that part, so is there any time in your life where you actually made a decision? Look at that part and ask that part where it's coming from. If there is anything that, if it reminds you, if it remembers anything, or if there was any time in your life where you actually made a wrong decision or something, why is it so adamant about you not sleeping and making the right decision? Look at that part and ask it. Really get in touch with it. Get in touch with it one more time.
Why do you think that this is happening? Why? I mean, is it from something from way back when? Maybe it is. Sure.
Look at it, and let it speak back to you. Is there any time where there was a decision? It might be a very small one, doesn't need to be a big one. That was maybe not the right decision.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. We've all made wrong decisions.
Is there a specific one that comes to mind when that part speaks to you?
Yeah, small.
A small one?
Yeah,
Okay, how many years is that ago?
probably 9.
Okay, and again, you don't need to give me details of that, okay? I'd like you to listen to that part, listen to it, and you don't need to do this aloud, you can do it silently. Just listen to what it has to say to you, what happened 9 years ago. Yeah. And the other part, let it also listen. And now, can you get, positive part, can you get a lesson out of that? Can you get a lesson out of that? What happened?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And when we learn something, when we have experiences and maybe, you know, we fall, but then we learn from it how to get up again and walk differently, etc. Is that lesson serving you now?
Yes. Yes, I suppose it is.
So now seeing that, yes, there was something, that a decision that was made that was maybe not so good, but a lesson learned out of it, and the other part that now is making decisions with peace of mind. Could these two now agree on something that is up to you? Could you agree on your night and day pattern? Could you agree on having maybe that part work a little bit more at night, and maybe that part take over some of the day where you need to think? Would they be willing to, you know, like sometimes you have shift work in some companies. Would they be willing to change shifts, or not completely, but a little bit for a while?
Yeah, I suppose that's possible.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, can they communicate for a while and just feel how it feels if that night shift would maybe work during the day a little bit, telling you and making you think, and that peace of mind shift would just move to the night shift for a moment? Would that work? How would that feel?
Yeah, I suppose, yeah, that could blend, yeah. Yeah.
So are they willing to collaborate?
Yes.
Okay, can you put one in this hand and one in this hand and just make them really collaborate? Bring your hands together and really, really make them feel that they're working together, and maybe changing shifts, and just get them together to be one part and to collaborate.
I'm sure.
And to be working different shifts maybe?
Yeah, yeah.
Is there any other option now that they're together, now that they're really interlocked? Is there any other option they're coming up with right now?
No, that has to be the option.
That has to be, or that is?
That is.
So how does it feel? So how does it feel?
Yeah. Yeah, it feels as if it could be the answer to my peace of mind, yeah.
Now, you're saying it could be, so there is still a part that is saying it could not be.
No, I could make sure it is, yeah.
Are you sure of that?
Yeah.
Are you positive of that?
Yeah, I'm trying, yeah.
You're trying to, or are you positive of that? See, if there is any other part that is still doubting, is there any other part that wants you to stay up at night?
No, there isn't.
No.
No.
Okay. So if you think now, if you think back, and if you think of the, you going to bed, how would you feel about just going to bed and closing your eyes, sleeping? How do you feel about that now?
Yeah, I think more peaceful. I think my mind's probably more at peace now.
At peace, so that peace of mind is there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the decision-making part? The decision-making feeling?
Now I feel like, as I said before, I predominantly I felt as if I had made a decision, and then at night I started doubting myself. But now I feel I can stick with that decision, and
You can stick with that decision.
and
if you really stick with that decision and really feel how they're working together, these two, and you stick with that decision, how does it feel in your body now?
I just feel very positive.
Where do you feel it now in your body? Here?
Yeah.
How does it feel? Is it the same feeling you felt?
Yeah, I feel
With
like I feel lighter, kind of.
Lighter.
Yeah.
So is it you had twice here. You had one with anxiety, and you had one with the positive
Yeah.
feeling. Which one is it now?
Positive.
The positive one.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel in your chest right now?
I do feel lighter in my chest. Yeah.
Okay. So is there any reason why you wouldn't sleep anymore? Because
I've I can't find the words. Yeah, this problem's been solved between these two.
the problem has been solved, the decision's
Decision's been made.
been made.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And how do you feel about the decision?
Good.
Good?
Yeah, good.
Good. Okay. So imagine yourself going to bed tonight.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do?
Hopefully have a full night's sleep. I am going to have a full night's sleep.
Okay, can you thank the part for reminding you of taking that decision, because that was its purpose, right?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Thank you. Yes, it was. Yeah,
It
you're right.
was?
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm.
So he can go to, he can rest now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is there anything else I can do for you right now?
No, that's great. That was my thing that I needed sorting out. No,
Okay,
that's great. Thank
okay.
you so much. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for volunteering here for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you saw a little bit that shift in the feelings, and I'm curious to hear the first night experience.